Good afternoon, students. In previous class, we studied about Planck quantum theory of radiation as well as photoelectrical effect, and based on the Planck quantum theory and photoelectrical effect, we do some problems. Now today, we discuss important another topic, that is atomic spectra. On the basis of atomic spectral lines, we discuss the Bohr atomic model as well as that Bohr atomic model is applicable to single electron spaces like as hydrogen atom. Okay, so that means today we discuss about the which one? Atomic spectrum from that one, Bohr atomic model to that applicable to which one? For Bohr hydrogen atom. Clear? Now, so what is atomic spectra? So before going that, what is a spectrum? Spectrum is defined as group of wavelengths. Group of wavelengths. Group of wavelengths is called as division spectrum. Generally, when the spectrum will happens, means when a light passes through any refracting material. I think you have already learned in your previous class in physical sciences. When a white light passes through prism, it's split into 7 colors, like as which one? Vibgaya. It is generally or naturally happens in rainy season as a rainbow. That is what happens here. When the light ray passes through a refracting material, then what happens? According to their wavelengths, they split into their components. So here, an ordinary light consisting of which one? A group of 7 wavelengths from violet to red. That means violet is more deviated because it is a less wavelength, whereas red is a more wavelength that is deviated very least. So that's why the colors are split. So that splitting is called as a which one? Dispersion of light. That one is called as which one? Spectrum. So what is atomic spectra? That means, so the atom is consisting of which one? Charged particles like as which one? Electrons. Am I right? So when these electrons are gain or lose energy, what happens? They can form 2 kinds of spectrums. When the electrons gain energy and excited to higher energy level states, then those electrons are not stable at their higher energy level. They come back. When come back, then what happens? Whatever the amount of energy is absorbed, that will be emit. That emitted radiation is when fall on a photographic plate, we observe different colors of bands or different lines of bands. Such one is called as which one? Emission spectrum. And the other one is called as which one? While an electron wants to jump from lower to higher, some amount of energy is which one? Absorbed. So then what happens? Due to the absorption of light, then such spectrum is called as which one? Absorption spectrum. So here 2 kinds of spectrums are there. One is emission spectrum and another one is one? Absorption spectrum. So the atomic spectrum consisting of 2 kinds of spectrums. One is emission spectrum and another one is absorption spectrum. Once observe, what is the emission spectrum? When an excited electrons comes to ground state, they emit energy in the form of radiation is called emission spectrum. Emission spectrum. That means, once observe here, when electrons excited, which electrons? Excited electrons. Excited electron means while you are give some energy, this is the nucleus, these are the orbits. When electron here revolve around the nucleus, if you supply some amount of energy to this electron, what happens? This absorbs some amount of energy and excited to which one? Higher state. So excited to means which one? Either from this state or this state. So the amount of energy absorbed depends on. So if it depends, if this electron jump from this state to this state, what is the energy gap between these two states? That amount of energy will be absorbed. So okay. So whenever the electron is jumped into the higher state, it is unstable at that. So again what happened? The electron wants to become into its ground state. So whenever happens like this, so when the electron wants to comes to ground state, what happened? It wants to be radiate energy in the form of radiation. That's when that kind of light is fall on a photographic plate, we observe a band. Such spectrum is called as which one? Emission spectrum. So emission spectrum is formed due to absorbing of energy and excited. Then the excited electrons are comes into ground state. Then the formed spectrum is called as which one? Emission spectrum. Whereas absorption spectrum, in the name itself it is there, absorption. So while you are giving some amount of energy to the ground state electron, what happened? Certain amount of energy is absorbed by electron. So while you are placing a photographic plate, then what happened? On photographic plate we observe some dark bands. So dark bands means what is that one? Some amount of energy will be absorbed by the electron. Whatever the energy is absorbed, that will be appeared as a dark bands on the photographic plate. So that means the photographic plate consisting of dark band and bright band, dark band and bright band, dark band and bright band. So the dark band is gives a which one? Absorption of energy. Absorption of energy. So what happened here? The absorption spectrum is negative to the which one? Emission spectrum. Like as a negative plate. Negative plate means negative photographic plate means whatever here continuously the radiation is emitted, then what happened? That continuous spectrum will be happen. Whereas in the case of absorption spectrum, certain amount of energy is absorbed. So where the amount of energy is absorbed, that place we get a which one? A dark band. The dark band represents a which one? Absorption spectrum. So these are the two kinds of which one? Absorption spectrum. And now make a note for the which one? What is the difference between emission spectrum and absorption spectrum? Here, difference between emission and absorption spectrum. So once observe the blackboard, emission spectrum and absorption spectrum. So emission spectrum is formed with which one? Previously we told now only. The spectrum is formed when electron jumps from higher orbit to lower orbit. That means whenever the excited electrons are jumped from higher orbit to lower orbit, it radiate amount of energy. that energy will be fall on a photographic plate. We observe the which one? A continuous bright lines on the dark background. So that's why it is called as which one? Emission spectrum. Whereas in the case of absorption spectrum, the spectra formed when electron jumps from lower to higher. That means from ground state to excited state. So when the ground state electron enters into the excited state, where it absorbs some amount of energy only. So due to that amount of energy absorption, what happens? The energy will be absorbed where happens, that will be appeared as a vision dark band. So that's why it contains a dark lines in which one? Bright background, as well as it is formed due to the emission of energy, whereas it is formed due to the absorption of energy. Now next one, the spectrum may be continuous or discontinuous, where which one? Emission spectrum. But absorption spectrum is always a discontinuous spectrum. Discontinuous spectrum means what happens? A dark and bright, dark and bright, dark and bright happens. So dark means here which one? It discontinuous. But whereas in the case of emission, continuously it gives the energy. So that's why every time we get which one? Bright lines on dark background. So it is a which one? A continuous, or sometimes it may be discontinuous spectrum. So that is the difference between which one? Emission spectrum and atomic spectrum. Clear? That is the difference between which one? Emission and absorption spectrum. Means emission spectrum, absorption spectrum is till now we study about. The study of the both spectrums is called as which one? Is called spectroscopy. Television spectroscopy. And every atom has unique spectrum itself. Every atom have its own or unique line spectrum. Unique line spectrum. That means we can distinguish the elements by which one? Their line spectrums on. So by like that spectrum, line spectrums, the first studying of elements given by a familiar scientist, a German chemist, which one? Robert Bunsen, study the line spectrum, and distinguish the difference in elements, like examples: scandium, gallium, thallium, etc. That means on the basis of which one? Atomic line spectrum, he studied the different kinds of elements. So different kind of elements like as which one? Scandium, gallium, thallium. Okay, so that means here observe every atom has an own or unique line spectrum. That means every individual atom have its own spectrum. From that spectrum only we can easily identify which spectrum belongs to which element, or from that element we recognize that particular spectrum. Clear? So that's about the which one? Atomic spectrum, as well as a visible spectrum. Visible spectrum. So visible spectrum means, generally I think it is already over in our previous video about the electromagnetic waves. After the gamma, X-ray, UV, then we get which one? Visible region. Visible region means from violet to red. Violet to red. That is 7.5 into 10 to the power of 14 Hz to 4 into 10 to the power of 14 Hz. That is the wavelength difference of the visible region. It is a small portion in which one electromagnetic wave radiation. So in this region all the spectrums will be visible. So that means the colors will be visible, as well as this visible spectrum is a continuous spectrum. Continuous spectrum. Continuous spectrum means here what happened? Whenever you observe the rainbow, the colors are merged. The colors are merged. That means the violet color is merged in which one? Indigo color. The indigo color is merged in which one? The next color, the coming color. So like that, every color will be merged on itself. So we cannot separate the two colors or the two components. So that's why it is a continuous spectrum. That means one of the color will be merged, one of the colors is merged into the another one. So that's why it is called which one? A continuous spectrum, and which is a small portion in our electromagnetic waves. So all these things will be happens in which one? Atomic spectrum, by either emission or absorption of light. Yeah. Now we discuss about on the basis of spectral lines. Now we study about Bohr atomic model. That means Bohr model for hydrogen atom. Bohr's model for hydrogen. That means Bohr atomic model, which is applicable to which one? A single electron species for like either hydrogen, helium plus ion, lithium 2 plus ion, like that. So later we discuss about that. So first of all, what is the Bohr atomic model? We discuss here. We already well known that the atom consisting of which one? Electrons, protons and neutrons. Protons and neutrons are present in which one? Nucleus. The electrons are revolve around the nucleus. So it means as long as electron revolves in the orbit, its energy is constant. That means energy neither absorb nor emit. So these orbits are called stationary orbits. Once observe. So this is the nucleus. So like this, the electrons revolves around the which one? Nucleus in a specified orbits. So as long as the electron revolves in the specified orbit, it doesn't loses energy either form of absorption or emission. So that means that energy of that orbit is remains constant. That means the electron energy which is present in that orbit also will be constant. That means the electron doesn't loses energy, and that electron is constant for which one? Constraint for that particular orbit. So that's why those orbits are called as stationary orbit or stationary shells. Stationary orbits are stationary shells. Next one. Second one is when an electron jumps either from higher energy level to lower energy level, as well as lower energy level to which one? Higher energy level. What happens? For example, this is the N1 orbit, this one is N2, N. That means according to Bohr, the stationary orbits are represented with K, L, M, N like this. K, L, M, N of couplets are 1, 2, 3, 4 like that. That means the stationary shells represents with which one? K, L, M and so on are 1, 2, 3 and so on. So the stationary shells which one represent with K, L, M, N and so on, as well as which one? 1, 2, 3 and so on. Next. So if an electron wants to jump from either lower level to higher level or higher level to lower level, what happens? That means which one is higher energy level and which one is lower energy level? That means here the stationary orbit which is nearer to nucleus is called lower energy orbit. Or ground state. Lower energy orbit or ground state. And which is farthest from the nucleus is higher energy state. That means the stationary orbit which is nearer to nucleus is called as which one? Lower energy state, and also called as which one? Ground state, as well as which is the farthest from the nucleus is a high energy state. So while you compare here K, L, M, N, K, L, M, N. So here the K is the which one? Nearer to the nucleus, whereas M is farthest to the nucleus. Out of these, comparing these two stationary orbits, K is a lower energy than which one? N. That means N is the higher energy and K is the lower energy. So while you are moving from away from the nucleus, the energy of the orbit will be increases. Clear? Now another most important. So when an electron wants to jump from higher energy level to lower energy level or lower energy level to higher energy level, what happens? For example, if an electron in the ground state, that means in K shell, wants to jump N state or M state or L state, then what happens? It requires some amount of energy. That means if you give supply some amount of energy to this one, then what happens? That amount of energy is absorbed and that electron is excited to higher energy state. So taking absorption, that means amount of energy is absorbed and get into which one? Excited state. So how much amount of energy is absorbed? The difference between the two orbits. For example, that one is considered as a, this one is E1 state, this one is, second one is E2 state, third one is called as E3 state, fourth one is called as a E4 state. So if your electron wants to jump from E1 to E3, the difference between E3 minus E1, because it is the higher energy level and this one is the which one? Lower energy level. So what is the difference of energy is there? That amount of energy will be supplied to the ground state electron, then the electron is excited to which one? E3 state. Here, similarly, while the electron is excited to that one, it is unstable. Then what happens? Again it will be come back. So while it come back, either in single step or double step, because either from E3 to E2 or E2 to E1 or directly from E3 to E1. So there may be possibility of two steps. That one, the excited electron from E1 to E3, that is unstable. That unstable electron again wants to ground state either by E3 to E3 to E2 and E2 to E1 or E3 to E1. Clear? So that happens. The energy which is absorbed or emitted. When absorbed means higher to lower, lower to higher. Emitted means from higher to lower. So the energy which is absorbed or emitted is directly proportional to the frequency of radiation. That is E proportional to. That means E means from the two different states, like as a E2 minus E1 equal to, that is delta E equal to which one? On like this. Proportional to means E proportional to which one? Frequency. That means when an electron jumps from high energy level E2 to E1, that is delta E equal to which one? H nu, where H is called as here Planck's constant. Which one? Planck's constant. Means the energy absorbed or emitted. Which one is absorbed here? The electron. So whenever the electron energy is absorbed or emit, that is directly proportional to which one? It's the frequency of the radiation, that is E proportional to nu, that equal to which one? E2 minus E1 equal to delta E, that equal to which one? H nu, where H is called as a which one? Planck constant. Already we know that value H equal to 6.626 into 10 to the power of minus 34 joule into second. Yep. So that is the main points. Once observed here, as long as the electron revolves in the orbit, its energy neither lost nor absorbed. That means it doesn't happen either emission or absorption. So such that those orbits are called as which are stationary orbits or stationary shells. These stationary orbits or these stationary shells represented with which one? K, L, M, N or like that, or 1, 2, 3 and so on. So the stationary orbit which is nearer to the nucleus have a lesser energy, and which is the farthest from the nucleus have the more energy. And when an electron wants to jump from lower to higher or higher to lower, that will be difference in the vision. The two energy states that will be equal to the directly proportional to the frequency of the radiation, that E proportional to which one? Nu, that E2 minus E1 equal to which one? H nu, where H is called as which one? Planck's constant. Here the angular momentum of electron, next point, the angular momentum of electron in specified orbit is equal to mv r equal to n into h by 2 pi, where n equal to 1, 2, 3 and so on, 1, 2, 3 and so on. That is in simple integral multiples of h by 2 pi. So the angular momentum means, why momentum means, linear momentum means it is defined as a which one? The product of mass and velocity. But here the electron continuously revolves around the nucleus with a certain radius r, then the angular momentum is said to be which one? mvr, that equal to which one? Integral multiples of h by 2 pi, that integral multiples are as in the form of which one? N equal to 1, 2, 3 and so on. That means here the angular momentum is said to be quantized. That is the angular momentum is said to be Such to be which one? Quantized. On the basis of this one, Bohr atomic model is applicable to which one? Hydrogen atom, and calculation of which one? Hydrogen atom. So the radius of a stationary orbit equal to Rn equal to 5.29 into n square. That means here it is a considered as a A0, whatever it may be, no problem at all. So if from this which one? Bohr atomic model, the atomic radius, that means the first stationary orbit radius, will be given as a which one? If n equal to 1, then what happen? Substitute the value r equal to 5.29 into 1 square. Then what happened? That equal to 5.29 pm. That is the first radius of the first stationary orbit. Here, for another one, if you substitute, that means if n equal to 2, then what happens? R equal to, means R2 equals to 5.29 into 2 square. That means 5.29 into which one? 4. 2 4 4 9 jam 36 3 4 is 8 plus 3 how much? 11 and 1 5 4 is 20. So like that, from the Bohr atomic model, the atomic radius of a stationary orbit equal to which one? Rn into Rn equal to 5.2 n square. Generally, in our textbook it is given as a which one? Rn equal to A0 into n square. Here the A0 value is nothing but which one? 5.29 picometers. 5.29 or 52.9? 52.9. Let's check it. 52.9. That is what? Change the values like this. PM means picometers. 1 picometer is nothing but which one? 10 power minus 12 meters. Yeah, that is the gives the which one? Radius. This is R1. This is R2. Here, next one. The energy of the stationary orbit. The energy of the stationary orbit given as which one? En equal to minus of RH into 1 by n square. 1 by n square. That means here, that is the energy of which one? Stationary orbit. Here, RH is called Rydberg constant. Rydberg constant. Here R is called as which one? This one is this RH is equal to which one? 2.18 into 10 to the power of minus 14 joules. 10 to the power of minus 18 joules. That is the which one? Value of which one? A Rydberg constant. So if you substitute these values in that one, we can easily calculate the energy of the stationary orbit. Once observe, if n equal to 1, that means the first stationary orbit, then E1 equal to minus of which one? 2.18 into 10 to the power of minus 18 joule into 1 by 1 square. That is nothing but which one? Minus of 2.18 into 10 to the power of minus 18 joules. That is the first energy state. Whereas if n equal to 2, then what happened? Then what happened? E2 equals to minus 2.18 into 10 to the power of minus 18 joule into 1 by 2 square. That is nothing but which one? Minus of 2 into 10 to the power of minus 18 joule into 1 by 4. That equal to which one? 0. Minus 0.2 into 10 to the power of minus 18 joules. So all these observations given by which one? Bohr only. That means from the Bohr's calculation, we can easily calculate the which one? Stationary orbit radius as well as the stationary orbit energy. The stationary orbit energy. For a, this one is which one? For hydrogen atom. For hydrogen species like atom, for hydrogen like atoms, the energy of a stationary orbit is En equal to which one? Minus of 2.18 into 10 to the power of minus 18 joule into z square by n square. Here z is the atomic number where n is the stationary orbit. Z is the which one? Atomic number where n is the which one? Stationary orbit. So this one for which one? For any atom. For any atom is which one? Like hydrogen species. Okay. There. Now this spectrum will be, that means this model is applicable to what happened in the case of line spectrum of hydrogen. Line spectrum of hydrogen. Line spectrum of hydrogen.